And for a stadium to have like 400 or 500 people in it like this to watch a
nice
level
Friday night.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and it's crucial to the growth of the game overall. And the more we grow the game, the more people play it, the better our players are, the more likely our national team is.
And we are underway with Friday night soccer as Sioux Falls Thunder has the kickoff and is moving from left to right, with City moving right to left. Initial pressure by Nick Hutton. And it looks as if City is coming out with a little bit more press action that, like we talked about, in the keys to victory here, Adam.
Yeah.
Charlie Adams on the ball, swinging out wide to Olsen. Olsen has a lot of space and whipping a good cross here.
Oh, that's a dangerous ball from Olsen. Mishandled by Hutton a little bit, but
it's good to see though that we're starting out fast, as opposed to the previous two games where we were kind of a little bit complacent and we were letting the game come to us versus being the ones that dictated. Deep throw in by Hutton.
good patience here from City.
And it looks as if, you know, like you mentioned before, that, you know, much like the other teams that we played against so far this season, Sioux Falls isn't coming out sitting back. Oh, nice through ball, and an offsides called on Aaron Olsen. That was a great through ball from Nick Hutton, tracking back from his forward position and letting the overlap run happen. But what I was trying to get at was that they look as if they're pressing at him, Sioux Falls that is, as opposed to maybe creating that defensive shell and seeing what City has to offer for the first few minutes of the game.
Do you think Sioux Falls is pressing?
I believe so.
Yeah. So far, they've been tough for them to get out of their own half.
Oliveira with the through ball. Clearance by Ba. It goes out wide for a Sioux Falls throw-in.
Looks like a fast field.
It is a very fast field. I've had the luxury, as you have, to play on this hallowed ground at Edor, Nelson.
Yes.
Clearance out by Mark Haight. Clearly you'd want that to go not out for a corner kick, but I think he did just enough in order to clear that wide from. There was an on-rushing attacker for Sioux Falls that was falling in behind him. Number 17 looks like Kuzan will be taking this corner kick. Which results in a goal kick for Minneapolis City.
Headed out of bounds by the big left center back.
Taking a little time for Elder to get the ball here, but he's collected it and looks as if he's asking for his team to kind of push up and in and clear the lines a bit. Through ball for Charlie Adams onto Nick Hutton. Looks like he's in.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, unlucky shot by Ruiz Plaza and results in an immediate counterattack for Sioux Falls.
Good work up the right side by Hutton there. Lays it off for Ba in the middle. Shot deflected, and then it falls to Ruiz Plaza, and that shot is blocked.
Smart play by Mark Hay to head the ball back there to Elder under pressure.
Good idea there from Brown. Plays it to the corner, but nobody's making the run.
It's like a three on three here for Sioux Falls. Great tackle by Olsen.
That's what you like to see from your captain. Decisive action.
The nice part, too, about that is immediately after winning it, Ruiz Plaza is trying to look to put the ball into attack versus trying to just generally keep possession side to side or backwards. He was looking forward for a springing winger or maybe even trying to hit Will's checking too, but it was unsuccessful. So, it was smartly kept possession, and we tried it again from a different angle.
Yeah. Yeah, impressed with him tonight so far. Ruiz Plaza.
Garcia on the ball. Swings it out wide to Olsen. Hutton. Charlie Adams on the ball. Charlie Adams sees a lot of the ball at that number 6 spot, Adam.
Does he now?
He does.
Seems active. Like there's a lot of interchange between he and Ruiz Plaza in terms of position on the field.
Early on, it seems as if Hutton's causing fits on the right wing there for Sioux Falls. Good switch of play by Plaza to Brown.
Oh, well done by Brown to work through that. A little bit of a mistouch, but he righted the ship and then got the ball out wide.
Looks like we have the game's first foul. It was a clear foul. It wasn't one of those somewhat doubters, but Martin Brown, Abdallah Ba on the ball here for City.
Haight clutching at his ankle a little bit. I think he's okay.
I think it hurt. Ba serving the ball in. Wasn't able to get it over that first line of defense. Oh, Adams slips. Unsuccessful clearance by Ba. Looks like a lot of disorganization there out of the City back line. On that specific play, City definitely did a good job of getting back into that shape that we talked about from the keys to victory standpoint, and we're able to force Sioux Falls backwards.
Yeah. Haight did a good job of winning that initial long ball and giving the rest of the team time to get set.
Speaking of Haight, he shifts the ball over to Garcia, to Adams.
Loose touch from Hutton.
It's been very active, though, to start the game.
Yeah, that left back for the Thunder, Luis Sartor, the big kid. Looks like he's going to have a little trouble with Hutton.
Yeah,
something to watch.
And Hutton, we've talked about him before. Didn't play college soccer. Actually, accepted a track scholarship for the University of Minnesota. So he has that speed that you just can't teach. But when you sprinkle in just enough soccer skill into having that speed, it causes fits for players at this level.
Yeah. He's also just a really tough competitor too.
Right. He definitely is a kind of a never say die type player. Brown looking for some friends to pass to. The aforementioned Hutton goes around Sartor into the box.
Oh, what a ball.
An outside the left foot, unsuccessful chance by Martin Brown. Some good interplay in there, though, Adam.
Excellent. Brown goes for the Golazzo there with the outside of the boot strike. But I would have liked to see Tim Wills go have a hit there.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he really. Maybe no one told him what he had in behind him because he played the flick on. It was successful, but like you said, you probably could have had a shot on target there.
But we've definitely found a theme in the first 10 minutes. Hutton is gonna be able to beat Sartor. on that left flank of the Thunder's defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Adams keeping possession, playing back to Hoof. Acres of space in front of him. Not a whole lot of movement in white shirts. Looks like that might have been a foul there, but Sioux Falls Thunder has a pretty dangerous counterattack here, with starting with number 10, Nigel Nielsen.
Plays it out wide to Kazoon, and he can't track it down.
It looked as if that was a foul on Ruiz Plaza. Would you agree?
You're going to have to see a replay.
That is not in our budget, Adam. Replays, VAR, that stuff's reserved for 2020.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure it was a foul, John.
Elder with the clearance to no one.
We'll say Sioux Falls yet to show that they have the quality in the attacking third to really make Minneapolis City pay. Knock on wood.
They've had a few bits of possession, but it looks as if long ball to number 17 Juan Kuzan is kind of what they've been going for. Good ball by Martin Brown Jr. to player to watch, Abdallah Ba.
Good idea.
You have to say that from a player perspective, you just hate to play against Nick Hutton with all that energy he brings.
Yeah, no thanks. Energy, speed, a little bit of a killer instinct. He had 2 goals coming off the bench last week.
Yeah, it came on in the 80th or the 70th minute and then immediately scored 2 goals. Once again, Sioux Falls trying to play that long ball out of the back. Garcia with a turnover. Nielsen on the ball.
Number 11 for Sioux Falls, Rodrigo Oliveira, had the interception there. He's been active, physical. Be interesting to watch the battle over the rest of this half between him and Charlie Adams and Ruiz Plaza.
One thing that we talked about in the previous 2 matches for City was the fact that the opponents in this league, Dakota and then Lacrosse Aris and now Sioux Falls Thunder, it seems as if they've all leveled up to a certain extent. You know, last year, the 3 teams that I mentioned were teams that all ended up in the bottom half of the league. Long throw into Wills. And it looks like we're going to get a corner kick. Interesting call.
Interesting, yeah. It didn't look like a corner kick to me, but we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll absolutely take it. But
Wills would have liked to have that first touch back, I think, but he fought to.
I don't think he was expecting the long throw in. It was kind of that hurry up and get on your horse type throw in.
Yeah.
But what I was mentioning is that Sioux Falls, it looks as if they're another team that finished in the bottom half of the division last year that's leveled up. That you can see that there's quality out here. It's just a matter of how they're going to put it all together. Bob with the corner kick.
Well, Oliveira's a Brazilian name, so I assume he's a transfer from Fluminense.
Probably. Foul on Adams. And again, another long ball to Kuzan. Good save by Elder. It's as if Mark Haight got crossed up there by Kuzan. Good individual bit of play there.
Haight puts his hand up, lets everybody know he's sorry. he fell down, but you know, I call that a half chance. Just shot from a very poor angle. We'll take that.
Routine save from Elder.
Yeah, well done though.
Number 11, Oliveira on the corner kick here for Sioux Falls. Another half chance in a crowded area for Sioux Falls Thunder. Number 6, Luis Sartor.
Trying to take out some of his frustration over getting roasted by Hutton.
Yeah. I think we can agree that his job is going to be very hard for at least 45 minutes tonight before he can get a breather. Good collective pressure by City to force Sioux Falls back. Number 22, George Lopez on the ball for Sioux Falls. And again, another long ball out wide right to Kuzan.
They're going to keep trying that, aren't they?
It seems it seems so, Adam. Elder throws the ball out to Garcia, who has a lot of green in front of him. Plays the ball into to Adams.
Okay, here comes Hutton.
As if the referee played advantage there. That we can agree was a foul, right?
Yes. Agree to agree.
Quick free kick by City. I don't think the front half of the City attack was ready for that. Good tackle by Plaza. Hoof to Garcia. Back to Hoof. Again, a lot of green in front of him. Seems as if that's something that our center backs are getting. Good first touch by Haight, and he's in.
Oh, beautiful. Oh.
It's a good ball to the back post there.
Good idea, yeah. The dangerous ball whipped across the 6, maybe a little bit out of reach for Tim Wells.
There you'd like to see Nick Hutton maybe continuing that crash into goal. That seemed to be a ball that was actually probably played for him within that space. I don't think that Wills actually would have been able to get there with the pace that Haight put on that, but by and large, a good ball.
The game's really settled into mostly in the middle third here. And as I say that, Sioux Falls works its way into the attacking third.
Matt Eller comes off his line, easily gobbles that one up. And looks to start the attack right away for City.
I'd like to see Bob be a little more careful with possession here.
Yeah, that seemed as if when he initially got the ball, there wasn't a whole lot of movement up top for him to go to, but he bypassed the simple 5-yard pass for the spectacular there, and not necessarily successful.
The John Bisworm classic.
Yeah, the Hollywood ball, right? Once again, the front 3 from an activity standpoint for City is pretty stagnant. Adams has good individual skill there. Clearance by Sioux Falls.
Beautiful day, though, isn't it?
Absolutely. Good Friday night soccer. Like I said before, if you're within driving distance, you might as well just pack it up now and come on down here and enjoy some Friday night soccer. One thing I did want to mention, Adam, is that from the central 3 for Minneapolis City, missing from that has been kind of perennial starter Max Stigward, who picked up a late knee injury in training this week and is being held out from today's game. But he's definitely part of that heartbeat in there that is used to kind of working together. Great ball by Hoof to Hutton.
Yeah, indeed.
But no Max Stigward today, so you're going to have to kind of from a central pairing, shot by Brown, blocked by Sioux Falls, number 10, Nigel Nielsen. From a central 3 pairing, you have 3 players that are used to playing together in Adams, Brown, and Plaza. But for the past 2.5 games, you know, Stigward was really the heartbeat in there. And it's interesting now because you're seeing that the central 3 is still trying to figure themselves out.
So who's on for Stigward tonight?
Ruiz Plaza.
Okay.
Foul by City and a deep free kick here for Sioux Falls Thunder. It looks like Nigel Nielsen, number 10, is over the ball. Plays it wide to Lopez.
Still think City's going to want to attack up that left side. Not just Sartor, but Alejandro Gota, the left defensive midfielder, hasn't.
Oh, Tim Wills chips the keeper, and we have our first goal, folks. When we talked about in the beginning of the game, having that pressure, being on the front foot, right there shows you what Tim Wills adds to Minneapolis City's attack. He puts the work in on the defensive end, causes a turnover, and then, just like his Carleton days, cool, calm, collective, chips the keeper from 30 yards out.
Puts his laces through it, but gently.
But gently, yeah.
And beats the keeper from distance.
So, after you concede that first goal, what do you look for from a response from Sioux Falls, Adam?
Hopefully panic and disorganization. No, they should have a fire lit under them. They should try to equalize, and that should open up even more space for the Nick Huttons and Abdullah Baz to
nice long throw
attack.
That, much like what Sioux Falls is trying to do in overloading that right side into Kuzan, Minneapolis City is absolutely overloading with speed that right side against Sioux Falls, and it's causing them fits.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Almost all the attack has come up the right side. Combination of Olsen and Hutton, with Wills for interchange.
Ba on the corner kick.
That's a good corner. Right in that corridor of uncertainty between the penalty marker and the edge of the 6.
It seems as if it's a matter of time until Sioux Falls figures out that Nick Hutton can also not only run past you, but throw the ball a country mile. Adams plays the ball to no effect into Abdallah Ba, raises his hand, gives him the wave, my bad.
The goal came on an individual effort from Wills, spectacular individual effort from him, but it is deserved.
Absolutely.
City's had the better of the chances through the first 22 minutes.
Yeah, I would agree with you, and it's that fast start we talked about. In the past 2 games, we really were on the back foot for the first 15 to 20 minutes, and it really took a slap to the face in order for City to get going, where it looks as if in train this week, Coach Van Benschoten has stressed the importance of putting the pressure on and dictating the game versus having the game dictated for you.
It appears that way. I think there was a one chance where Haight fell down for
Wills was in again. Looked as if maybe the goalkeeper, Szymanski, what are we going to call him? Szymanski may have handled the ball outside of the box there.
It was close.
Good battle.
A bridge too far for Sartor.
Good ball by Martin Brown Jr. Oh, unlucky. A little too much on it. But that was good team defense by City to squash that counterattack and then immediately get the ball back with pressure and start the attack. It's a little unlucky pass by Brown Jr. to Abdallah Ba.
It's a fast field. Have we mentioned that already?
I think we have. But one thing I want to mention is the stands are starting to fill up here, Adam. We sold out the inaugural 2019 first home game of the year, and it looks as if we might be rivaling that attendance today.
I mean, it's a perfect night to be out here. Seriously, if you're in the Mac Highland, Mac Groveland neighborhood, come on down.
Pretty much, if you're this side of the Mississippi, come on down.
Yeah, Mac Groveland, Seward,
Stillwater.
It's a bit of a drive.
Lakeville, whatever. Just get on down here to Edor Nelson Field, where currently it stands with 24 minutes, almost 25 minutes into the game. Minneapolis City up 1-0 over the Sioux Falls Thunder. One thing you like to see, Adam, is the speed at which City is getting the ball from the defensive line into the midfield line and trying to dictate the tempo, a fast tempo. But what we're not seeing is that activity from the front three to get the ball from that midfield line into the target forwards.
Yeah, the movement's a little static.
It's like Minneapolis City dodged another one there.
Oh,
Good save by Elder.
Fantastic save by Elder. Good last-ditch tackle. Who was that did that?
It was Charlie Adams.
Okay.
Laying his body on the line to try to block that one and nearly got a foot on it. You'd have to maybe think that if he did get a foot on it, it may have had a weird deflection and Elder wouldn't have been able to make that save. But the end result was that number 24, Eric Beltran for Sioux Falls Thunder, was in an offside position on the rebound. But fantastic save for Elder.
Beltran showed a little bit of sauce there in the build-up to that. He's moved out to the right wing, and Juan Kuzan has moved up to striker. Looks like they're kind of fluid there.
I wonder if that changes the offensive game plan for Sioux Falls. If they're going to, before they were trying to go long ball to the right side here, maybe they look to try to do that centrally. Great pressure by Hutton, and he's in. Oh, unlucky touch.
Oh, good ball. No.
Oh, and an offside call. I don't know about that one, Adam.
Just see the VAR.
Yeah. Again, not in the budget. But you would have looked to like to have Nick Hutton pull the trigger, and that wouldn't have been involved at all. But it was a good ball into Wills.
It was a lovely ball. It was a lovely ball.
Unlucky on that offside attempt. But another long ball out wide to the right. It seems as if Sioux Falls Thunder wants to get back into this game, they're going to have to try to find other ways to attack, because outside of a few bits of it's called minor possession for Sioux Falls, they've really only gone to that long ball.
That's right. I do think Beltran, number 24, is finding a little more success than Kazoon did on that right wing. Oh, boy.
Another good save from Elder. Kick save. Out wide for a Sioux Falls throw-in. Looks like that was the aforementioned Sartor, who has been, I mean, you can say getting roasted on the right, on the left side there, but showing his ability to get forward, and that was a good piece of individual skill.
Yeah, it's the second time he's gotten forward like that.
Garcia with the clearance.
Yeah, a little bit of a stretch of the game where Sioux Falls has started to assert themselves a little bit more.
Yeah, and it's that response to the goal that we talked about. You know, are they gonna sit back and lay down, or are they gonna try to fight back? And they're fighting back.
Yes, finding success on either wing. I like to see when the ball gets outletted from the back for City, for Ba and Brown and Luis Plata to really, step on the ball, show a little patience and composure to just.
Yeah, maybe keep possession for a little while.
Yeah.
We've shown that we can go long into Hutton, or maybe a few points into Ba. But like you mentioned, let's take the air out of the ball a little bit, work it around, try to find different angles to attack from. It seems as if they were listening to us.
Yep, we have a direct feed.
Great ball by Martin Brown Jr. into an on-rushing Nick Hutton, and a great save by, Shimanuki. He's gonna butcher it again. But Sioux Falls, give them credit. After that, they tried to play it out fast and try to catch City on the counter, but the defensive shape squashed that.
Good work from Ruiz Plata to just calm that situation down. Bring order from chaos. And now they're building forward again.
Good ball into Nick Hutton. Hutton streaking through. Tries to cut back and ends up giving up the goal kick. But that's a good example of what Ruiz Plaza can do. Get the ball from a deep lying position, pick his head up, turn, move forward, and hit those streaking wingers.
Well, not just that, he started the whole move by winning a sort of a loose ball, poking it to Charlie Adams, and then forward. Good composure from Aaron Olsen there. It's called inexplicably for a foul.
I'm sure he's having plenty to say to the referee there. City has to be careful. If you continue to give up the free kicks in positions where Sioux Falls can play a good ball in, those start to add up and the chances start to be created. And you just hate to give up a free kick goal opportunity for a stupid foul in an area that could have been avoided. Nielsen on the free kick. And
very poor.
Almost puts it into the park.
Yeah. He could have, changed the trajectory on that, it could have landed on I-94.
Good to see some of the Stegmans boys came out today. Support the Crows. The top of the Stegmans pyramid, I guess you could say.
That's right.
You played with Stegmans, right, Adam?
I play with Stegmans.
We shared the field a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I still do. Do you still play?
I with all of my a great flick on by Ba. I still try to play. The problem is as you know, you get an extracurricular like Minneapolis City or Scuffed for you, and you have 2 kids like you have and like I have. It really starts to add up the hours of things you have to be accountable for.
Yeah.
So my playing days are limited. Every now and then, though, I will say I put the boots on and I hop into training a little bit with these guys and, show them that the old man still got it to some extent. And then I quickly get off as fast as possible so that they can't see the bad parts.
Yeah.
But, no, I
don't hurt anybody. I know how you are.
Yeah, not in training. It's only when the other team's wearing a different color.
Right. Starting to see a nice rhythm from Ruiz Plaza in this game. Continues to get on the ball. Brings harmony to the game around him.
Good spatial awareness. He's one of those players that you say plays with his head up versus head down, and you can tell by the fact when he has time on the ball, the quality and the complexity of passes he can pick out, because he's seeing he has the vision to see what's going on around him, versus some players who are head down and the runs are already being made and the ball comes later because they aren't visually seeing it right away. Ball out wide to Beltran.
He's been a little bit of a handful these last 15 minutes. Takes a shot from distance that was going nowhere near on frame.
Good battle by Ba. And a counterattack for number 3, Kuchera. Still on the ball. Another great save by Matt Elder.
Yes.
From a clearance perspective, you would have liked to see Haight maybe put that one a little bit further out, but it's to no avail by Sioux Falls.
Starts with Will's playing an errant pass.
He did his job to check too, but that first touch kind of let him down, and then, like you said, that errant pass is what really
triggered the counter.
And again, another deep lying free kick here. that's taken quickly by Sioux Falls, but it seems the city's going to have to stop those unnecessary fouls and really just get back in their collective defensive shape.
Yeah. All right, here's a chance.
But again, look at the movement. It's almost non-existent up front.
Yeah, no movement, no movement. Wills and Brown and Hutton are just kind of standing there.
Nielsen didn't have really anyone to play the ball to. Gets the ball back. Good pressure by Plaza.
Yep.
Once again, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors. Summit Brewing Company, they pretty much have every flavor you want. So if you'd like to check them out, you can find them all over the Twin Cities, or you can go to summitbrewing.com and check out what they have to offer. Also, Twin City Orthopedics, our training staff is fantastic. We'd like to thank them for providing people like David Bloomquist, Minneapolis City's head trainer, who takes care of these guys, whether he's leading the warm-ups or whether he's doing rehabilitation for players who pick up injuries. He's fantastic. And Ride with 2 eyes. If you download the Ride app, it functions a lot like Uber or Lyft, and you have competitive pricing. Check them out at ridewith2eyes.com. And finally, Palmer's Bar. We mentioned it on the beginning of the show, but if you show your game ticket to any Minneapolis City match post-game, you get a discount on Summit Beer on tap, our title beer sponsor. And if you're a season ticket holder, any day, any time that Palmer's is open, whip that card out, you show it to the bartender, you get a discount on a Summit tap beer. Once again, Sioux Falls trying to overload this side, but City recognized it, and there was definitely a 2v1 in City's favor from a defensive perspective.
That was Stevenson's Storm who brought the ball across there, and I would contend he has the best name on the field.
You don't like George Lopez?
It's pretty good too.
Olsen with lots of space, but again, the movement of the front three is it's stagnant, it's linear. There's not a lot of diagonal runs that are happening.
Yeah, linear is charitable. It's just not.
Ruiz Plaza with a
moving.
great step and a ball into Hutton, and they call offsides again. That one I disagree with, Adam.
Oh, I thought he was off.
Number 3, Kuchera here was camped out on the far side. And I think the linesman maybe was looking at the action versus really, truly the final guy back. But, hey, they called it. We move on. Another unsuccessful attempt down the right side for Sioux Falls.
One thing Sioux Falls is not doing is playing through the middle with any success, but fair amount of dissent from the Sioux Falls Thunder after their press wins the ball back. What do you think? They have a case?
I think they do have a case. I think the problem is that when you get in, from a referee standpoint, the consistency of fouls they're calling, if a referee is kind of all over the map with the consistency, you get that aggression by the players because they don't know how to play. And in that case, I think that there was probably some lesser contact fouls that were called than that one, but I think they have a case.
Yeah, didn't look like too much of a foul to me, and then they were away with a 3-on-2.
Clearance out there to check the lines for Garcia. One thing you're not seeing from City is that collective possession that they had post scoring that goal. It's almost like they've taken a step back.
So they go for route 1, Hutton down the left side.
He goes barreling into the to the corner flag there. But we saw a good bout of possession by City where they were creating more chances after that goal, and it's kind of disappeared right now.
It totally has, yeah. They look like they don't have many ideas, and the movement's not very good. Maybe bring on some subs not too long after halftime.
Speaking of halftime, we're in the 39th minute of the first half with Minneapolis City leading 1-0 over the Sioux Falls Thunder.
Yeah, I don't know if the front line is tired or
they're out of ideas or what it is. When you've seen good possession from the back line into people like Adams and into people like Ruiz Plaza, but it ends there.
Mm-hmm.
Good ball in by Olsen to player to watch, Abdallah Ba, who is being called for handling.
I believe that's accurate.
That was a no-doubter. Again, fast field. The ball pops up on you.
Yeah.
Even though the pass itself was somewhat successful, Adam, it was another instance of the fact that we were skipping the midfield line because of the fact that there wasn't any creative movement in there from the front three, and we just decided to go over the top. So you'd have to think that Coach Van Benschoten at halftime is gonna address that, whether, like you mentioned, it's subs or he demands that there's more movement up top from his front three. But you have the likes of Will Kidd, who's a player who can do just that, Justin Oliver as well, that are on the subs bench today that can absolutely bring that spark to a stagnant offense.
Yeah, you need movement. You need first, second, and third runs. You need people moving off the ball, and we don't have the first run, let alone the second or third run.
Right, but we did in the beginning of the first half.
Yeah. Another long ball. And, one of those might work sometime. There might be a mistake by Pascal Kuchera or Pedro Radziewski. But that's not
good. Good step in by Bach. Can you get to it?
Gets to it, but he gets tackled after he gets to it. And that ball almost did go on I-94.
Had quite a few in our day here at Edor Nelson Field going into 94.
What do you do then? You call the police?
You hope it doesn't hit a car, cause an accident. Quick free kick taken by Sioux Falls, but much like Minneapolis City, not a ton of movement up top for number 4 Radziewski. Plaza with some good composure there on the ball to keep possession.
Yeah, don't want to beat a dead horse, but again, he gets on the ball, and there's just no movement off of him.
Good run in by Olsen overlapping, but there's no one in the box for him. Oh, and the cool finish by Captain Aaron Olsen.
By himself.
Well, he had to take it by himself, Adam, because there was no one really in there. I mean, Abdallah Ba was coming through, but
Ba was arriving late.
He was arriving late, so there was really no opportunity for him to do anything but to have a great individual effort, cutting back and putting the ball in on his we'll call it his non-favored left foot. But he slotted it home nicely in the upper corner, gives the Crows a 2-0 lead over Sioux Falls Thunder with about 2 minutes plus stoppage left in the first half, and that's kind of what you want to have happen when you didn't have a whole lot of life there for about 15 to 20 minutes before the half.
Yeah, no life through the run of play for a while, but then an overlapping run from Olsen, and Hutton dinks it over the top for him. Quality individual effort. Looks like Shimanuki got a hand to it, but not enough to keep it out.
Looks as if we have a player down, number 11, Rodrigo Oliveira.
This is the second time he's been down like this, so.
Speaking of sponsors, Twin City Orthopedics, head trainer David Bloomquist just chomping at the bit to get on here to provide an expertise level version of athletic training, but to no avail. He's being sent back to the bench.
Is that him with the black gloves on over there?
That yeah. Why else would someone be wearing black surgical gloves at a soccer game, Adam? I mean, well, we are in the city. We are in the city, so you never know what's going to happen. But it could be by choice, but this time it's by necessity.
So Oliveira's okay.
Good track back by Wills.
A good little find.
Oh,
At his feet.
and a nutmeg by Abdallah Ba, player to watch, leaving Kuchera in his dust there for a second. Where we come from, what's that? That's $1 fine, right?
That's right. Even in training.
Yep. And it looks as if we are now at a point where the referee is going to the book. And number 11, previously injured, but now seems back in full strength for Sioux Falls Center, Rodrigo Oliveira with the booking.
Salty. He's salty.
So we're in stoppage time right now, Adam. Do you think that an early nail in the coffin could come here if City can capitalize on this free kick in a good position?
I feel like the coffin is...
It's being built?
Yeah, it's under construction. A third goal here would be...
Exactly what Coach Van Benscoen's looking for, specifically with how ineffective the runs from his offense were showing there for bits of the first half. But it looks as if the first half has come to an end, folks. 2-0 Minneapolis City here live at Edor Nelson Field on the campus of Augsburg University. We will take a quick break. We will come back to you with some first half thoughts. So go grab a Summit, call up Ride, and get here for the second half. Or if you're at Palmer's and you're listening, get on over here and enjoy the game with us. Welcome back, folks, to Edor Nelson Field on the campus of Augsburg University, where Minneapolis City sits 2-0 over the Sioux Falls Thunder. We're seconds away from the second half action here, and there was a substitution. Looks like number 5, Birigamani Umari, steps in at center back for number 4, Pedro Ratajkowski.
Interesting substitution from Sioux Falls.
Yeah, you'd think that second half underway here with a long ball from Martin Brown. It's interesting that from a team that was really not having a ton going forward, that their first substitution would be a center back, Adam.
It is interesting. A little surprising, too. I didn't notice a huge number of mistakes from Ratajkowski, but...
I mean, he could have been the one who led to the first goal by getting stripped by Wills, but...
I think that's what it was.
But by and large, you don't necessarily pull the hook on that guy when potentially you're not getting a whole lot from your front three. But that's why we're up here and the coach is down there, right?
That's right.
Sioux Falls with a brief glimpse of dangerous activity there, but good help defense by Mark Haight.
Yeah, I was going to say a little bit of a warning shot from Omari with that line-breaking pass into number 17, Kazoon.
It's like a... Ooh, and a chance off the crossbar by number
Kazoon.
17, Kazoon. That was a great first half touch volley out of the air, rattling off the bar. It looks as if maybe by the looks of it, Adam, Edor is battling some shadows and some sunlight there. Not to say that effort wasn't a fantastic effort.
Yeah, that effort had nothing to do with Shadows. That
It had nothing to do with it because he was beaten either way. But once again, like we talked about in the first half, another unnecessary deep lying foul here in the Crows' defensive third that could be capitalized on by Sioux Falls. It looks as if they choose to switch the ball into the to the right side.
You know, that said, I don't know that anybody could have done anything better on that chance where Kazoon just hit the crossbar. It's just a moment of quality from Sioux Falls. Sign that this game is not over.
Like you said, the coffin is being built. Good individual skill by Nigel Nielsen there, getting the ball out wide.
Nigel's mom would be proud.
Absolutely. That was a great bit of skill. Good heading clearance by Olsen. The on-the-foot clearances that that City's been putting their boots on haven't necessarily been very successful. A lot of balls that they're going backwards or into pressure. And now an errant clearance by Olsen. Looks like Sioux Falls lit the fire at halftime, Adam, and they're coming out swinging here.
Oh, that clearance from Hoof just went up on the roof.
You got hoofed. Luckily, Adam, we can afford another soccer ball.
Some ball boy's gonna really enjoy going and getting that.
That some ball boy is probably going to be me after the game, searching the university for our errant soccer ball. At this level, you got to do it all, Adam.
Yeah. Much respect.
Clearance, or that chance from Sioux Falls, number 11 Rodrigo Oliveira was taken handily, no pun intended, by Matt Elder there.
Definitely brighter from Sioux Falls coming out of halftime. And, you know, despite getting that late goal, Minneapolis City did not play particularly well through the last 20 minutes of the first half. So it'll be interesting to see what their response is here.
And then, obviously, does Coach Van Benschoten then start to look to his subs bench to inject some life into things and maybe some getting the disorganized organized through substitutions?
Yeah. Some energy off the ball is what was lacking in the second half of the first half.
An unusual errant first touch by Ruiz Plaza. Good step by Ba, back to Haight, to Hoof. Back to Haight, keeps it in. A little bit of a dangerous position here. Looking for the foul there, but good step out to snuff out the attack. But it looks as if we're going to get a corner kick call here. I think Haight kind of made his own meal there with not controlling the ball and keeping it bouncing, and then the Sioux Falls winger was able to pounce on it and then start that attack. But another dangerous, unnecessary giveaway for City in giving up the corner kick here. A lot of free bodies there.
Totally unmarked.
Totally unmarked, and another good save by Elder. But leading Nick Hutton here, who's showing that speed off to the races. And you have to think that you go to the book there, and the referee, as that definitely was stopping a clear attacking opportunity at him.
Yeah, you just see what the kind of danger that Hutton brings. The Minneapolis City not having any sort of hold on the game at this point. All it takes is a throw from the goalkeeper deep, and all of a sudden Hutton's in behind, and he draws a yellow card foul.
Basically breaking the lines with a goalkeeper throw and one touch.
Yeah. Good strength from him. Obviously, the speed is there.
It's as if Captain Olsen is having some conversations with the referee on something he was a little bit angry about. But Martin Brown Jr. steps up to the deep free kick here, plays it short to Charlie Adams, trying to catch Sioux Falls maybe napping a bit, but to no avail. It's pulled back for a bit of possession by City. Back all the way to center back Kevin Hoof.
I will say Omari's looked good in his minutes since coming on at the half.
It's like you read my mind, Adam. But looks as if we may be getting a quick substitution here by Coach Van Benschoten. Will Kidd, who traditionally, Adam, is a starter for City, but everybody needs that physical health day where they go through logging, close to 90 minutes, and they train hard for a week, but they ultimately need a break, and he got a 45-minute break, 50-minute break, and now he's back into action. But he replaces player to watch Abdallah Ba. What did you see out of our player to watch today?
Solid. My understanding is he's primarily been a defender, and you could see that he didn't provide a ton of attacking threat up the left wing, but he was definitely solid, competed, and helped connect play.
Yeah, I'd absolutely agree. I think you would have liked to see him be more involved in the offensive third. The majority of his work was done either through via the through ball or individually with him getting the ball and trying to create something. But while we were talking here, a foul called at the edge of the box here in a dangerous position for Sioux Falls Thunder. They've had a number of these in the second half, Adam, and like I mentioned in the first half, if these keep happening, the chances are going to be created for Sioux Falls. Good parry out by Matt Elder.
Give us a quick scouting report on
Will
Will Kidd.
Kidd, he is one of those players who's been with us since our PLA days, back when he was a freshman in college. So he's recently a graduate of St. Thomas. As far as his collegiate career, started out at Bradley University and played 2 years at Bradley, and then finished up his career, a very successful career in the Division III ranks, playing with St. Thomas locally. So came back home, really searching a different soccer experience for his journey, and since he's been with us, been nothing but fantastic. Last year, he was voted into the NPSL all-conference team as well as the all-Midwest team, and really would just terrorize defenders all summer last year, and has continued to do that this year. The penalty kick that we got last week was a direct result of his individual skills taking a player on, and I think when we talk about nail in the coffin, it was the nail in the coffin for Eris, and that was our third goal, and everything went downhill for them after that. But what you get out of Will Kidd is that tireless work ethic. Right now he's tracking back on the ball, trying to snuff out an attack, and that's what you'll see out of him. He doesn't necessarily just put the work in on the offensive end. He defends as well.
Okay.
How'd that work for you?
That's a great scouting report.
All right, good. I try.
He's left-footed.
He's ambidextrous when it comes to his feet in a soccer ball, Adam.
Okay.
But primarily, you'll see him deployed out wide on the right usually. But today, subbing off our player to watch, Abdallah Ba, on the left side.
Okay.
But one thing you'll also see out of him, we'll just keep the scouting report going, I guess. What you'll see out of Will Kidd also is he interchanges well with his other attacking partners. So he may start out on the left side, but you'll see him go centrally. You'll see him maybe go out wide, and I think that's maybe why Coach Van Benschoten inserted him in, because he does move well off the ball, which is something we didn't necessarily have for points of the second or the first half and into the second half.
Okay. I was gonna say a nice little bit of passage of possession there from City. Good composure from Brown.
Good pressure by Olsen. Oh. Not necessarily happy about that call against him, receiving obviously the dissent yellow card for his extracurricular efforts there, but I don't disagree with him. I think he did get the ball, but he did get a fair bit of body on that as well. But good pressure out of your right back, stepping up and pressuring a center back.
I'm going to disagree. I didn't think that was a foul, and I understand why he's upset. I also didn't think his dissent was as yellow card worthy. I guess I can't hear what he said down there, but
I'm sure it wasn't good.
Unfortunate to get a yellow card there.
It's as if we have another substitution for Sioux Falls. We'll get you the names and numbers here in a bit. Looks like maybe number.
Off goes Gota. holding midfielder.
And on comes number 7, Amadou Myers. Good step by Jonah Garcia. Single-handedly snuffing out that attack and leading into a good counterattack here by Minneapolis City. You could see where Martin Brown Jr. was going for that ball, but you would have maybe liked to see him hold up play there with City not necessarily needing to pull the trigger on an attack. Keeping the ball here and killing out a game is something that I know Coach Van Benskoten has stressed in training, and those are the little things I think that what he was trying to get across. We don't always have to go forward. It's okay to good flick in by Wills to Hutton. Oh, unlucky on the clearance. But to get back to that, killing out a game when you're up 2 goals and keeping possession is key, because as we saw, Sioux Falls came out well in the second half, and they're going to go down swinging. They're not just going to sit back.
Yeah. I don't hate it, though. I don't hate the instinct to play that ball. Hutton's the fastest guy on the field. He's picked him out. If he gets that pass right, Hutton's in behind. Excellent flicked header there by Tim Wills to find Hutton in behind again. And Hutton just couldn't get the cross right. He had a guy. He did have his guy. He had Kid coming in on the left side. He was open. If he'd hit that cross well, probably 3-0. Great
ball by Ruiz Plaza into Tim Wills. Oh, great save by I'm gonna Shimanuki, yeah. But good individual skill from Tim Wills to collect that pass and not necessarily fire right away. But even better, ball by Ruiz Plaza.
Yeah, excellent ball. And interesting that Wills could find so much space in between the center backs there. I would have liked to see Wills play that out wide.
Maybe to Will Kidd, yeah.
Hard to see that guy out wide when you have glory in your eyes.
Right. Yeah, all you see is the oncoming flash of neon coming at you from the goalkeeper. But Martin Brown Jr. on the left foot here on the, looks like an in-swinging corner kick. Martin Brown Jr. goes around his defender. Oh no. Missed everybody.
Unlucky.
A good bit of individual skill by Martin Brown there.
Yeah.
Not necessarily known for running by guys, but that's exactly what he did there. And the ball he picked out literally went through three City players and 4 defenders for Sioux Falls.
You know, they've had another substitution actually. Pedro Ratajkowski did not come off. It was Luis Sartor, the left back,
which makes a lot more sense. Nick Hutton on the ball with an opportunity to shoot and a deflection. Good reaction save from the goalkeeper. Those are hard to save, Adam. You know, you never know where that deflection is going to take it.
Yeah. Well, it's been a good passage of play the last 5-10 minutes from City. Knocking on the door.
Good step by Adams.
Slow to react from the Kid, but he
another opportunity to counterattack for Minneapolis City. Not necessarily knowing if anyone told Ruiz Plaza that he had a man bearing down on his back there. But one thing that you'll note from a tactical standpoint is Minneapolis City has switched their wing play. So Will Kidd, like we talked about, is now out on the right side versus Nick Hutton, who moved off to the left. Good command of his box there by Edor coming out on that cross. So 60 minutes gone here, almost 61 gone. Adam, 2-0 Minneapolis City over Sioux Falls Thunder. Is there anything that we haven't mentioned that you're seeing so far in the second half?
I feel like we've mentioned it, but I think Minneapolis City should just continue to bear down, and here they are.
Nick Hutton
in behind
with an opportunity to good defensive recovery by Lopez there, and maybe another opportunity where you would have liked to see a little bit of selfishness and see Hutton maybe take that one on versus trying to cut it back. It seemed as if maybe he had the best angle.
Maybe. Does he feel comfortable shooting with his left foot?
I mean, he scored with his left foot last week.
It just seems like when Minneapolis City is pushing and attacking, they can put together long stretches of the game where they're in total control, and they cede possession and, I don't know, quote unquote, try to kill off the game.
A little complacent,
yeah,
little quiet.
So I'm happy with the aggressive nature of the last few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, while we were talking there, Aaron Olson committed another deep lying foul, and this again is another opportunity for Sioux Falls in a dangerous position that really could have been avoided.
It was a bit of a scrap down there in the corner.
Yeah. Is that number 11 Oliveira on the ball?
Yep, that's Oliveira.
We got another substitution here, which we'll get to in a second after this free kick. Good clearance by Olson and by Willis. Will Kidd, sorry, close.
There we go.
Nick Hutton again is in on. Good bit of individual play.
Really good idea from Hutton to try to slip that ball in behind. Doesn't quite come off.
Good pressure by Charlie Adams to force an errant pass by Amadou Myers. And Martin Brown Jr., ooh, nearly picking out that top corner with his left foot.
Oh, forget that camera angle from behind the goal. That's that looked like it was centimeters from being
Yeah, absolutely.
a certified banger. Teed it up from 25, 30 yards.
Looks as if we have, I'm not sure who came off, but number 20, Lucas Trimble, is now in for Sioux Falls Thunder, deploying the left wing here. And maybe it was number 15, your favorite name, Stevenson Storm.
Storm has passed.
It's good defense by Aaron Olson.
Absolutely. Olson has just been a rock at right back. So physical, so smart.
He's got this like impeccable sense of inner gravity. It's almost like a ball joint. He doesn't go down very easily. He stays low to the ground, very compact.
It's got to be at least a purple belt in jiu-jitsu.
Maybe yellow. Who knows? Some substitutions coming on here for Minneapolis City. It looks as if Captain Aaron Olson is giving way here, and you have to think that that's a tactical substitution by Van Benschoten, bringing in a fresh set of legs. Not only that, but also your captain's on a yellow card. He's gone through a couple battles. He's fired up, but it looks as if he's going to be substituted out for Zuhair Alabasi, number 20. And then it looks as if everyone's favorite player here, apparently, by all of the fanfare, Martin Brown Jr. is being substituted in for number 21, Ben Wexler.
Great game from Olson. Good game from Brown Jr.
Would have liked to cement his shift with that left-footed banger.
That would have been something. That was a nice hit.
I think overall, smart substitutions by Van Benschoten. With Wexler, you're going to get a little bit of an injection of energy in the middle of the field. And with Alabasi, same thing with his ability to go forward, but also, like we talked about tactically, bringing off a guy with a yellow card and removing any sort of red card options altogether.
Yeah. That's got to have been a consideration because he's been a total stud tonight. He has.
Good step by Alabasi.
I love the idea there, too, from Wills. He's a sneaky little guy, isn't he?
Yeah. Alabasi getting a couple of his first touches on the ball into Adams. So like we talked about with the fouls, Adam, in the for Sioux Falls and those dangerous pieces, when City's kind of fouling into those deep lying areas that can get dangerous. On the flip side of the coin there, you have to think that maybe Sioux Falls starts to think about maybe kind of easing off on some of those ticky-tack kind of battles, because City has the opportunity then to kill out a game. Great ball in by Wills.
Such a good idea from Tim Wills.
And good battle by, looks as if they're calling the foul there. But those fouls start to add up, and we're in the 67th minute here. You're going to start to see, the chances for Sioux Falls to get back into the game waning, especially when City can kill the ball and take some time with some of the fouls.
Yeah. Got to be smart. I will say that's the second time I've seen an excellent ball from Wills that didn't quite get gotten to because his fellow attacker wasn't anticipating the pass.
Absolutely. One person that I'd like to mention here, just involved in that play, is Jonah Garcia. From a defensive standpoint, has been very solid. This is his first year with Minneapolis City. Comes by the way of UW Superior. Actually was a teammate of Matt Elder in college for a brief period of time, but came to us via our open tryout process. And for those of you who are interested in joining up with Minneapolis City, those open tryouts, they do translate to players on the field. I mean, he's now in his third start for Minneapolis City in 3 games and looking every bit the part in the back line for the Crows.
Yeah. Very steady back there. There was that individual defensive effort in the box early in the second half that was particularly notable, where he won the ball.
Nice flick on by Wexler to Hutton. Oh, with Hutton with the blast. Oh, Wexler with a great bit of individual skill there to cut it back. But the, what was that, number 10, captain Nigel Nielsen for Sioux Falls Center, clearing the ball off the line.
Hutton just kind of bulls his way down the left and slams it off the goalkeeper's chest. And then Wexler collects the deflection at the top of the box, shimmies by a guy, and whacks it with the outside of his left boot. Goal line clearance, the only thing that saves it. I like that. I like that play a lot.
So Tim Wills scores the first goal, puts in a great shift, gets substituted here for Justin Oliver. Tell me a little bit about what you saw from Tim Wills today, who right now is my early contender for man of the match.
Well, yeah, that first goal was all individual brilliance and work rate, and that opened the game up. And then there's been 2-3 times where he's played somebody in behind in the second half that it didn't quite come off, but by no fault of his own. So I would probably agree with you. It'd be between him and Plaza and Jonah Garcia. I really like what I'm seeing from Wexler since he came on.
You talked about that energy, the insertion of a little bit of life there in the middle. Definitely getting a little bit scrappy in there, battling hard. But then when we get on the offensive end, you can see the individual effort that he applies to an offense. So now you're looking at a front three that's really only just a Nick Hutton away from being completely transformed and from what we had. What are you seeing out of these subs that Van Benskoen's been making?
I haven't seen much from Oliver yet, but Wexler's been involved in a couple of good chances. Will Kidd's yet to really make a mark on the game, I'd say.
It might be a little bit difficult for him, normally being a starter, kind of getting into the groove of a game early and now having to come in as a substitute. But, he was involved in some good bouts of pressure on the Sioux Falls backline that did create a couple of those turnovers that led to some chances. But I would agree with you. He's not the typical Will Kidd that we've seen coming from a starter and now coming off the bench.
Good clearance from both there. Just awfully steady from both center backs.
Another great save by Matt Elder. talked a little bit about it in the first half too, Adam, that some of the things that were causing fits for City were the clearances. And that was a great example of a poor clearance leading to the need for a spectacular save from Matt Elder.
Yeah. Well, I noticed the clearance from Elder after that. Justin Oliver needs to do a better job of corralling that and bring the ball down. Yeah, bring the ball down, find somebody's feet. We don't want we got a bad pass from Sioux Falls that went out of bounds, so we're throwing it now. But we don't want them to just come right back down.
So we have some substitutions coming in the 73rd minute. Matt Murakami comes on for Justin Oliver, for Charlie Adams. Adams putting in a good shift, I think, both offensively and defensively today. Adam, what do you think?
Oh yeah, for sure.
We also have a substitution for Sioux Falls, trying to catch the number. It looks like number 17, Kuzan, who I feel was a bright spot for the Thunder in the first half and into the second half, getting substituted out. But we'll see who he eventually is going to go in for here.
Yeah, he had that shot ring off the post, and they tried to put it through, but they didn't have much success. I would say he didn't have much success.
Looks like we have a player down for City. Mark Haight went into a pretty nasty challenge there, and maybe came out on the wrong end. We finally found it. Kuzan was subbed out for number 8, Zia. So as we get our first appearance by Twin City Orthopedics, very own, fantastic athletic trainer, Mr. David Bloomquist, taking a look at Mark Haight here. And it didn't look great. He threw his body on the line for that one, and it looks as if Van Benschoten immediately goes to his bench to Max Kent for a substitution. Max Kent, typically a center back. You might see he and Garcia partnering up like they have for the last 2 games in the back line there, and possibly pushing Swiss Army knife Kevin Hoof out wide.
Yeah, it looks that way.
And so Hoof moves to the right side, Alabasi to the left, and then Kent deploys in the middle.
Yeah, 15 minutes left to play. Nothing to feel too worried about for City right now. It's been a scrappy, disjointed last 5-10 minutes, but that's fine. That's fine.
You know, you don't like to say this, but perhaps maybe that injury for Mark Haight, we hope he's okay. He's getting some additional treatment here on the sidelines, but maybe you think there was a little bit of an opportunity for a breather for City to, there's quite a few new faces in there right now, and perhaps to get them all on the same page and relax a little bit.
And not that they were under an incredible amount of duress anyway, but I guess there were a couple of chances for Sioux Falls on that.
Kuzan off the crossbar. A couple deep lying free kicks. There was danger that could have been capitalized on by Sioux Falls, but you add into the mix we'll call it a bundle of spectacular saves by Elder and some timely defensive challenges by the City backline, and you're still to the good.
Here's a little bit of a chance.
Dangerous opportunity for a free kick here, and it looks like number 4, Radziewski, is going to go into the book here for a challenge from behind on Will Kidd. But like we said, these fouls, they're either in dangerous positions or not. But if Sioux Falls keeps fouling City, it slows the game down, and the clock doesn't become in their favor anymore.
Yeah. Looks like Justin Oliver's going to take this free kick.
we'll see here.
Is he the general? Is he generally the free kick guy?
It fluctuates. Your main free kick taker, Martin Brown Jr., would be one that you'd like to have here as Oliver plays the ball in. Ooh, into a dangerous position. Looks as if it was touched out wide for a City corner. But to answer your question, Adam, so Martin Brown Jr., Ruiz Plaza can strike a good ball, but injured Max Stegward is someone else who can take a good free kick. But as you saw there, the effort from Oliver was not too shabby.
He was thinking about going for goal from the beginning there. Puts in a dangerous ball off of a short corner.
Good bit of skill by City there and a couple nice 1-2 first touch passes. Wexler probably wants that one back.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like he was maybe of two minds. Was he trying to play that to Will Kidd, or was he trying to shoot? It seems like he was trying to shoot.
I think he might have got crossed between a shot and a pass on that one in his brain. At least execution would dictate that, right? So outside of backup goalkeeper Troy Lewegi, Van Benskoten has used all of his great ball in by Ruiz Plaza into Oliver. Unlucky touch by Will Kidd, but again, a nice step by Plaza. Oh, tries a little bit of the flair there. But to go back to it,
Tried to backheel nutmeg big Jorge Lopez.
Van Benskoten only has his backup keeper to go to in case something happens here. So in the waning minutes, he's gotten the majority of his players in from a field perspective, and they're going to be the ones that have to see it out here.
Should be fine. There's a lot of fresh legs out there. Ruiz Plaza looks no worse for the wear after 79 minutes here.
Yeah, another fantastic ball in through the channel.
And Nick Oliver took a touch, just took him a little bit too wide and tried to pick out Will Kidd, and it come off.
Good step by Alabasi. The right idea by Wexler there, just the execution let him down a little bit, but that pressure we talked about from a collective perspective for City, having that high line was the reason why they're able to keep the ball in Sioux Falls offensive or defensive third here. The turnover by Oliver looks like
I don't understand why Oliver doesn't just play that off for Wexler or Ruiz Plaza.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I think he thought he maybe could set up a shot, but it kind of got crowded on him real quickly there. One player I'd like to mention that's just come on for City is Matt Murakami. Murakami's making his second appearance for Minneapolis City in 2019. He's a U23 call-up, so he featured last year primarily with the U23 squad for the Crows, and then got some brief bits of call-up action primarily in a late substitution role in 2018. But good to see him coming in and playing solid, and I think that ability for him to understand what the NPSL North is, whether it be from the bench during his call-ups or today coming off the bench as well, I think you can tell he feels comfortable and he belongs here.
I'll keep an eye out for him. Number 7.
Number 7.
Most of the players are technically under 23, right?
I believe we have a range. Our youngest player, Kevin Andrews, who's not dressed tonight, is 17. And our oldest player, I'm not going to tell the age, but Martin Brown Jr. and Ben Wexler are more senior players. Then you kind of have a good mix between players that are in that 21 to 26 range.
Okay.
It looks like we have a substitution here. Number 4.
Ratajkowski comes
Ratajkowski coming off for, we'll get a brief number here, see if we can figure that out.
12. Carter Schweitzer.
12, Carter Schweitzer. Thank you, Adam. Really contributing today.
82nd minute.
Another corner kick for Sioux Falls Thunder. You'd have to think that, you know, they maybe push a lot of the bodies forward here, but Oliver's being double marked and the goalkeeper is just kind of hanging out here at a high line. So the numbers themselves seem to be in City's favor. Nice parry again by Matt Elder.
Omari goes for glory with the overhead kick.
Almost takes Jonah Garcia's nose off.
He has looked pretty good, though, Omari.
I think so, too. I think he came in. What he added into the back line was the ability to look for the line-breaking pass into the midfield. And he struck quite a few. You know, the common theme in the first half, obviously we talked about it, was the was the long ball out wide right. I think he, in particular, has struck a better long ball than who he went in for.
Yeah.
Which, if you ask me to tell you who that was, I have no clue.
It was he went in for Sartor, who was a left back, and Ratajkowski went out to left back, and I think he's been better than both of them.
God, again contributing, Adam.
Center
Thank
back.
you. Where I fall down, you pick me up. That's what a good booth partnership
Glad
is.
to be of service.
Good step by Alabasi.
It feels like we're in seeing out the game mode right now. Very much.
Good switch to Oliver. That was a great tackle by George Lopez. And equally as good by Kevin Hoof. It's good to see, though, that the tackles are flying in, but nothing's really been malicious. It's been a lot of good hard play when it comes to 50-50 challenges so far today.
Yeah. I'd really like to see more from Justin Oliver there. 1v1, receives the ball on the wing, 1v1 with a defender in a 3v3 or 3v2.
Yeah, it looks like he got caught up in his decision-making process, I think, on that one, where he looked for the pass, but then ultimately tried to dribble and just kind of got caught. Good strength by Ruiz Plaza on the ball.
Yeah, nice player. What's his bio?
Samuel was a 4-year starter at Messiah College out east. And Messiah, is, for those of you who don't know, is... I said it, you know, again, it's Division III, but it's essentially
It's a soccer power. Yeah.
soccer powerhouse in Division III, where you'd be hard pressed to find some Division I teams that wouldn't get beaten by Messiah. I mean, they basically run their program about as pro as it gets. Just graduated, and so happy to have him back. He left us last year. I believe Eric and I talked about it on the first game of the year's telecast. He left us last year to play in the now USL 2, but back then PDL for the Charlotte Eagles. Much like Messiah, a perennial power at that level. Had a good season with them, but graduated, came back home, and he flew back to the crow's nest, I guess you could say.
Oh.
Unlucky on Max Kent's follow-up header there. Ooh, bad giveaway by Wexler. But once again, Ruiz Plaza just solidifying that he's a two-way player.
Yeah.
So 85th minute, it looks as if the rest of the substitutions are going to be coming off the bench for Sioux Falls. I only have 2 names left, so hopefully they're the right ones.
So Ruiz Plaza has displaced Wexler as a starter over the years.
They actually used to partner together in the midfield, but you know, I wouldn't necessarily say displaced. Obviously, when you get to this level, there's really no favoritism. It's the play dictates itself. So, you know, if you're performing at a level like we're seeing Ruiz Plaza, he's going to replace a lot of people. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's been a like-for-like swap by any means, but he's showing why he deserves to be on the field today.
Absolutely.
I didn't quite see who came off the field, but I can tell you, folks, who came onto the field, and that's number 2, Raphael Lasky, and number 18, Jared Jokum.
Using all the subs, huh?
Yep. They literally have no one left. At least we can still throw in a backup keeper if needed. Good step by Max Kent. You know, his first touch let him down, but he didn't end it there. He kept with it to make up for that mistake.
Yeah. What a unit he is.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Good ball in by Murakami.
Thought maybe Hutton was offside there, but not so.
Just because he's so fast, Adam.
Naked eye cannot ascertain.
Smart decision by Hutton to pull the ball back out here and try to encourage his city brethren to kill the game out. Apparently Max Kent wasn't on the same page and kicked the ball out of bounds.
Still juiced up from that marauding run forward.
Right. Yeah. The adrenaline's flowing from all those tackles he went into. About 2 minutes left plus stoppage. You'd have to think, Adam, that there's a few more minutes of stoppage time in the second half as opposed to the first half. We had a few injuries, lots of substitutions, some card play was in there. So maybe, what do you think, maybe 2 minutes?
I would say 2 minutes. I don't think there was a lot. I don't think there was a lot of stoppage. If they're going to flash that on the scoreboard, or?
You know,
No.
Probably not. Oliver doing a great job of putting the goalkeeper under pressure there, forcing a corner kick. You know, we talked a little bit about Oliver's execution. Hasn't been the best. We know he can do better, but I think his effort outside of that has made up for it. You know, case in point right there where he causes a turnover in a deep position and results in a corner kick. So you have to like that out of him, even though maybe the final third piece isn't really working for him today.
Right. Yeah. Certainly his effort has been excellent. And his set piece delivery has been pretty good too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, if the scoring touch and that final pass is not on for you today, do the little things, kids.
Yeah, work rate covers a lot of sins. Oh, goodness.
Ruiz Plaza's going into the bag of tricks there.
Putting a show on for the fans in the 90th minute. Soft call there.
As you noted, 89th minute dying stages. You have to think, Adam, that barring a catastrophic disaster of epic proportions in soccer, that this one doesn't go for the Crows.
Yeah. The game was. It turns out the game was won with that second goal late in the first half. And yeah, I mean, it's been another half of soccer where Minneapolis City has largely controlled the run of play. I don't think there have been probably a handful of good chances. Not a dominant showing, but certainly a professional one, and one that will result in a victory, barring catastrophe, as you noted.
Well, and it'll keep the Crows atop of the table. They'll continue their undefeated run that goes into last year. You know, go 10 wins, four ties last year in your 14 games. So you're now looking at 17 game run of form where you haven't been beaten in the regular season, barring the loss in the playoffs. But from a regular season perspective, fairly dominant, and it kind of goes to show that when City's plugged in, it's very hard to beat them, and they do establish their dominance. But there are also times, Adam, where they are beating themselves by the bad touch in the back line like Max Kent had, turning the ball over when a good touch could have kept possession and further killed the game out. Or some of the execution in the final third. If City puts that together, the team that was so dangerous in winning the conference last year, to me, is even more dangerous. It looks like Oliver's in here.
Got Wexler in the middle. attacking third quality has not been there from Oliver.
I
What?
I was pontificating here for a second. I didn't even see who played that great pass.
I think it was Kuchera.
But you were gonna say something before I interrupted you twice.
I forget what I was gonna say. I'm sorry.
Maybe we can trace our steps here. I was talking about how dangerous the team can be.
I was gonna say, you know, you're gonna have mistakes. You're gonna have the back line isn't gonna be flawless for 90 minutes every week. But you know, if you can control the game, as they've done here tonight, consistently, you don't make an inordinate number of mistakes, you're gonna win, and that's what's gonna happen tonight. Got to give man a match to Ruiz Plaza. Even though Wills is a close second.
Dangerous last-ditch attack here by Sioux Falls. Great tackle by Murakami. The ball almost stayed in. But I don't know what happened down here. I was tracking the ball. It looks as if maybe there was a handball that could have been called.
I think that was what Oliver was calling for. And then somebody threw a ball on the field from the corner. Probably in disgust at the no handball call.
You know, you can't trust those 10-year-olds that are ball kids.
It was a pink and blue ball, if I correctly.
Our ball kids work for free, folks. So if there's 2 balls on the pitch, we have to give them a little bit of leeway there.
Yeah.
That'd be a good job, professional ball boy. And
Do they
that
get
will do it, folks. 93 minutes and 26 seconds took Minneapolis City to continue their undefeated streak in conference play with a 2-0 victory over the Sioux Falls Thunder. Like we mentioned, there were brief points where Sioux Falls had a few shining moments, but by and large, for I'd say 80 minutes of this 93, City was in control, and the score line potentially doesn't give justice to how many chances City did create.
Yeah, I'd say it's a pretty just result. Could have been 3, but 2 is about what it looked like to me. 2-0, and happy to get another 3 points.
I know, and
stay top of the table.
Like we said, top of the table. We're gonna take a brief break here, folks, and we're gonna get an interview down on the field. I'm being told that we're gonna connect with Mr. Tim Wills and ask him a few questions here about his match today and what he saw. So we'll leave you with this right now. 2-0 Minneapolis City over Sioux Falls Thunder here at Edor Nelson Field on a beautiful Friday summer evening. We will talk to you shortly.